Hello guys, this is Mr. Lei here again, going through a haircut with you. I'm going to share with you guys some of the techniques, body position, finger angles, everything like that regarding to the 90-degree uniform haircut. Alright, first of all, we're going to get our guidelines here, and we're just going to go ahead and do the mohawk. It's about 1 inch thick. After that, the mohawk has been established. That's our guideline. We're going to start right at the crown area to start our length. We're going to establish our length right at the mohawk area. We're going to go ahead and cut our desired length. And then we're just going to go ahead and work from the crown area all the way to the frontal area. Doing cutting. Make sure your finger is nice and square, body position is nice and comfortable. At the same time, comb from the roots and follow your comb from the roots to the ends. Now we go from the front. We're gonna start from the crown area down to the nape area. Now it's really important that you guys have nice good tension. Cut, do not pass your second knuckle. And everything is repetitive. So if your body position is nice and comfortable, everything should be consistently the same length. So we're working down here. We're gonna go ahead and do a little bit on the nape area, and now we're ready to section the 5 sections. We just completed our mohawk. Now we're gonna go ahead and prep the hair for the 5 sections. We're gonna get the top part of the section, which is the first part that we're gonna cut. We're gonna go ahead and section right at the top of the eyebrow back, and then we're gonna cross right over by the crown area. And that's gonna be our first rectangular section. We're gonna clip that out of the way. And then we're gonna get the same point where we stop on the top, and we're gonna go right behind the ears. And in this case, it's gonna be right behind the ear. Okay. Make sure it's nice and clean. Make sure your section is just 1 stroke. And then we're gonna repeat the same on the other side as well too. We're gonna connect the same point on the top, right behind the ear. I'm using my comb, twisting it away, and clip it away. And now in the back area, okay, we're gonna do a profile section from the top of the crown down to the middle of the nape area. We're gonna go ahead and comb the other side and tuck it away. There you have it. That is the completion of the 5 sections before you start cutting your 90-degree haircut with the 5 sections. 1, 2, 3 in the front and 2 in the back. I'm gonna divide the first section into half. And I'm gonna start on the first half from the center down to the side. I'm gonna take horizontal section, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut starting from the crown toward the front, using the guideline from the mohawk section to establish the guide. There it is. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of the guide from the previous and cut our next section about 1/2 inch or so. If your hair is really thick, go ahead and take 1/4 inch. But if your hair is fine, then take a little bit more than that. And now I'm gonna start on the other side. Same thing, horizontal section. I'm gonna stand the opposite direction of where the side that I'm gonna cut. And I'm gonna start from the back, and then I'm just gonna use the same guide and then continue to the front. The only thing that I want you guys to be careful for is the front area where it's sloping down. Make sure that your degree of elevation is correct as far as 90 degree, just because the slope of the head is a little bit tricky. So make sure that you guys make sure you check for your guideline. Do not cut anything if you do not see a guideline. So I'm taking just enough hair to have proper control, and I have just enough of a big of a section so my fingers have perfect control of all the hair, as my body is nice and open and my body is nice and comfortable, and body position is right at the opposite of it. Now I'm just gonna cross check, okay? So I'm just gonna cross check where the hair live, okay? I'm not gonna cut the corner of the hair, but where the hair lives. So for example, I'm just holding straight up just to check the center, a little bit of that corner, and then that's perfect right there. And that's perfect right there. Now with completion of the mid top front area, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of a guide from the top area. Now I'm gonna cut the side area and I'm gonna section that vertical. You see the short hair on the top? That's the guide from the top. And now I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I stand right behind it. You guys notice that my fingers are pointing down and elbows up. So when you're cutting the vertical layers, I want you guys to notice that your elbow should be up and your fingers should be pointing down. That is how I want you guys to cut a consistent layer. So it's very important that your finger angles is nice and square, and also your finger is also pointing downward, okay? I'm continuing to take small section, vertical section, and a little bit of a guide from the front, very small, and then I'm gonna go ahead and elevate. Make sure your elevation is nice and consistent, and then continue to cut as you were. Nice and clean. Fingers down. Body position is behind the head. Finger angle is square. Elevation is 90 degree. Now I'm gonna go in horizontal section in nice section, and I'm just gonna cross check my work before I move on to the next section. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cross check right here, make sure that everything fall into place, and that's done. Same thing over here, take a little piece on the top and go ahead and start. So you notice this side I'm standing in the front, so therefore my body position could allow my fingers to be pointing down, okay? So on this side I'm standing in the front, elbows up and fingers down. If I stand in the back on this side, it's impossible to have my fingers down. When you're cutting layers, I want you to have your fingers down. So I'm standing right in front of the client to allow my body position to be more comfortable and relaxed, okay? And here it is, same thing to the second knuckle. Make sure you trust yourself, cut the length, do not cut the guide, but cut to the guide, and then move on. If your body position and your finger angle and your elevation is 90 degree, it's all repetitive at this point. Just make sure that you elevate and not over direct, and you will have a perfect, consistent 90 degree uniform layer haircut. As I'm moving to the forward to the front, and now I'm gonna go ahead and cross check my work again. Horizontal section, and make sure that I pull out where the hair lives. Do not over direct it too much to the back or the forward. Now here is the back section. I'm gonna go ahead and take a parting section. It's gonna be a pie section, and the first section is gonna be the top of the crown to the ear, using a little bit of a guide from the front to get established the guide. So now you have guides in the front, guides on the top, and also guide by the original mohawk section, okay? So it's a pie section. What that means is that it's gonna pivot from the top of the crown all the way through the shape of the head in the back section. Again, it's very important that we stand in the position of our body position where our fingers is pointing down, unless it's at the very nape and you have to get deep in there, then you could do palm to palm technique. But for the most part, your technique will be over the finger technique, which means your finger is going to be pointing down. So I'm taking my elevation 90, and here it is. I make sure that I see my guy, and then I cut to the guy, not through the guy, but to the guy. And then of course there's nothing on the bottom to cut, just because the bottom is a little short, but I'm still gonna check it in anyways, so that way my work is nice and neat. Thigh section, and now I'm reaching the center back. This is where it gets a little bit easier for some of you guys, just because it's center back, it's nice and flat, and pull everything backward. Pull straight out and cut 90 degree. Right now I'm standing on the side of my section, so therefore I could see the layer, so I'm standing on the side of the section and my finger. And I'm using a little bit of palm to palm to kind of check in, cross-check my work before I move on. Same thing over here. You're gonna start from the crown area all the way down to the ear for your first section, and you're gonna pie it to the center back of the section. So you're gonna start by the ear area and you're gonna pie it all the way to the back. Now some of the tricky points of this haircut will be some of the curvature around the ear, the curvature around the nape area, the curvature around the hairline area, and also right at the parietal ridge where the head starts to bend. That's where most of us have challenges. So make sure that you stand in a position and also elevate correctly. Make sure you use cross-checking. Also make sure to use your comb to ensure the proper degree of elevation. And also clean section. Clean sections always make your work nice and clean, more efficient, and at the same time consistent. And then now here I'm reaching to the back, the center back. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull it straight where the hair lives, 90 degree, straight out from the head. Cut to my second knuckle for safety reason. And then here's the nape area. I'm gonna cut that, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the last section a little bit over the center back, just to ensure that the left side and the right side is at the same length. So here we go. A couple of stragglies right there left over, not very much to cut. Practically the haircut right here is already done. So you finish the 3 sections in the front, the 2 section in a pie pivot subsectioning, and now the hair is completely done. I'm just gonna go ahead and toss it around, and I'm gonna go ahead and cross-check it just a little bit to see how the hair fall. You wanna feel the hair to make sure that it's even, and then you wanna go back with the comb and just kind of check whatever that is loose hair, straggly hair, or sometimes inconsistent in the haircut. So you wanna go back, and then you just wanna make sure that everything is checked in before the clients leave. And that's that, the 90 degree.